Good to have you all here. Yeah, we just started to record this session. I'm still gonna hang out for a little while to see whether more people are going to join us. In the meantime, yeah, I just learned you're not allowed to talk, but you're of course allowed to write questions into the Q&A section. And if you have questions already, feel free to post them here. Here on the screen that I'm sharing in the bottom right, you also see the address of my LinkedIn profile. So in case you have questions, follow-up questions, you want to reach out to me after this call, you're more than welcome to. I see a couple of familiar names here. Hi, Amanda. Good to have you in this call as well. Very nice. I hope the baby is fine at home. Cool. Yes, so I have the chat as well as the Q&A section open on my screen at all times. So whatever you want to post, whatever you want to mention, feel free to just drop any sort of comments. I'm more than happy to have this be an interactive session where we also stop and sort of discuss about things as much as that's possible, chatting and not talking. Next time we're doing this, I'm gonna make sure you guys that I can see your guys' faces and that you guys can also talk to me right on here. Just waiting one more minute and then we're gonna get started. Unfortunately, I can't play a jingle, no elevator music for the waiting time here. All right. Maybe while I'm waiting, hello Osmo. It's very good to not see you, but to read your name on here. Glad that you are here too. Maybe while we're waiting, just one more minute, each of you can post into the chat a 1 if you're an existing customer or a 0 if you're not an xChange customer yet. That will define a little bit where I put my focus throughout this presentation, because I've prepared a little bit about the state of the art of xChange leasing today, and then I prepared an outlook for the future. And if in case we're 90% existing customers, then we can spend more time talking about the future, because you all know Ashley, not yet, welcome. Then let's change that. I'll show you today everything you need to know about container leasing on Container xChange. Great. I think now we should get started and people might just be popping in. So I'll begin with introducing myself. Hi, everyone. So for the people who have not met me, I'm Leonard. I'm head of product here at xChange. Maybe briefly, what does that mean? Head of product means I'm in charge for a software product. I'm in charge for making sure that our company strategy and vision is reflected in our software product. And today I'm speaking about our leasing application, and primarily I'm going to give an outlook on what you can expect from the leasing application in 2022 and beyond. So there will be part of it where I introduce concrete concepts that we have in place, that we're working on currently, but there will also be a part of more visionary concepts that I'm more than happy to get questions and feedback about. And most likely I will also reach out to some of you directly to get more insights from you. But let's take a brief look at xChange leasing today. Just to give you an overview, there are 4 key areas that we consider our platform steps. The first part is finding a partner as the matchmaking component of our software, where we match supply and demand. The second phase then is negotiating a deal, closing a deal, talking to the partner, closing a contract, eventually booking additional services, just like surveyors, insurance services, and so on. And then we're going ahead, we're tracking the journey, we're tracking the repositioning of the containers from A to B. And because we're tracking it, we know how long the containers are traveling, and we can manage all payments related to that leasing transaction, be it pickup charges, be it daily rental fees, insurance fees, whatsoever. No manual input is necessary. If we look at these steps really briefly in detail, I'm going to keep it brief. Ashley, if you need more details about it, just reach out to me, and then I explain everything in detail for you. But the first two steps are finding a partner and closing a deal. It's the marketplace component of our software. That's where we match supply and demand, and typically used to source containers for bookings, to utilize your fleet more effectively, and to reposition containers to locations where you need them. So we see that customers primarily use the leasing marketplace for these three use cases, and we see an increase in the usage for utilizing your fleet more effectively. So we see more and more customers who offer containers from locations within Europe to locations within Europe, just to keep their containers traveling and to prevent them from being idle in some location. If we move on, we have the big space of what we call internally container operations. And in this diagram that I showed beforehand, it was tracking the journey, and that's where we as xChange support the process of operating the containers. And that's where we're investing quite a lot at the moment to improve that, to improve our automation around these things. But how it works is once you've closed the deal, we're essentially tracking the operations part around that transaction. So we are verifying the release references directly with the depots. There's no input from you necessary anymore. We are then precisely monitoring pickups and drop-offs of containers in your depots or your partners' depots directly. The information is going directly into xChange. Also, no manual input needed there. We always track all containers that we can track of any transaction to provide you with the visibility over where are the containers at what point in time. And then you're able to book insurance services, book surveys along the way. You can claim damages and actually have a damage resolution with xChange, which is a much leaner way of taking care of damage claims and repairs than what we've seen in the past in the industry, sending emails forth and back. And then the fourth step, managing the payments. We are essentially simplifying payments related to transactions by, first of all, automatically collecting the money from your partners. That means if you're leasing out a container, if somebody's using your containers and they are paying a daily rental fee, we are deducting that daily rental fee on a daily basis from your partner's account, and we put it into your account. That way you always have an up-to-date balance with xChange based on your transactions. And the upside of our background check is that because we know our customers, we do a comprehensive background check, we also guarantee for their payments. That means any money that's being transferred to your wallet is really your money. We are guaranteeing for that, making this digital space a safe space to transact containers. That's the very high level overview. Just going to dwell for a few seconds on here in case any questions come up. Otherwise, we're just going to move into a probably more fun outlook into the future, into the improvements we've planned. I see no questions coming up. Still feels strange, even though we had Corona for 2 years now, still feels strange. I can't see you, we're not in the same room. I remember a few years back, the physical DCS, being able to talk with each other in one room was really exciting. Hope we're going to get back there. Yeah, no questions coming up. So let's move into the interesting part. So what can you expect from the leasing application in 2022 and beyond? And yeah, in my role as head of product, I couldn't resist and also show a few things that do not directly relate to the leasing application because I'm so excited about them. But yeah, stay tuned. First of all, something we've heard quite a lot in the past is that especially customers transacting many containers on our platform, they need a better overview over their transactions. They need an overview away from the nitty-gritty details of each and every single request up to a more high-level overview. And here, just one example from our concepts that we're planning to implement is an overview of the moving phase where you clearly see how many containers am I currently using, in which state are they, how many am I supplying, and where do I need to act. We'll allow interactive filtering, so you can click on any of these sections and we'll filter down the requests below to provide you just with a much better overview. And our vision behind this is to craft over the year of 2022 that overview that all of you who are leasing out containers, who are regularly renting containers, have one dedicated overview where you can also add all your other transactions. So you have one comprehensive overview. We're going to fuel that also with financial data, showing you how much money do you make per container, for example, how much money do you make per partner, per transaction. All these things we're planning to do here to give you that really comprehensive and easy to use overview. Some customers today who have hundreds of transactions just struggle to find that one specific transaction. And because some of you might be anticipating that, and we're also looking into how can we actually get your internal booking references, your internal ID system mapped to the xChange transactions so that you can actually say, hey, for my booking ABC, I have these 3 specific requests, and then you can see them here in this simplified overview. Moving on, we want to allow you to dig deeper in every single transaction. So we want to update our container level overview again, providing you with a high level graphic of the state of all your transactions, of all your transacted containers here. And then a detailed view below with all the related container events. And I just mentioned earlier the big space of container operations where we offer damage claim management, insurances, surveys, and so on. These services are going to be integrated in these views. So you'll be able to directly book a survey for a specific container from within here, file a claim for a specific container directly from within here to make your operations just really, really easy and to essentially remove all that noise from your email inbox and let you manage everything right inside xChange. And then we're going to push a bit more for enabling you to also download the data that we display to put it into sort of the format that you operate in with your partners. And of course, that's something that you'll probably already see this year. Then something else that is not going to come only to the leasing app, but also to the trading app in 2022 is a more sophisticated chat experience. We all use chats almost on, no, not almost, on a daily basis. If we consider WhatsApp, Telegram, and whatever you use. And we want to make our chat more engaging. We see that more and more customers are online at the same time. That's why we're going to start and show you if your partners are online. You see that here. You can see who else was chatting during this transaction. Are they currently online? And will allow you to mention partners, to directly address them, to upload files right into the chat, to upload photos right into the chat. And probably the most exciting part, and I can't promise when it comes, but we're running the first experiments around this, is that we want to enable you to have real-time video calls or phone calls inside our application so that you can also directly talk with your partners, finalize your negotiation maybe by speaking to each other, close the deal. Oh, sorry. Close the deal here on xChange and then moving your containers together. For the experts who have been using xChange for a while, you see something has also changed here on the request details page. We'll introduce up here a dedicated bar that allows you to book these container operation related services and to involve your stakeholders. We already allow you to share your requests with, for example, your local agents so they can provide release details, or with your depot so they can provide information that's necessary to be provided. And we bring more clarity around these features to you so you can actually involve your stakeholders and let others do the work for you. Essentially, that's what we're all after, I assume. Moving on. Very few customers have access to this feature already, and we are highly investing into this for the next year. We will roll out a broader inventory management solution. We want to enable you to manage your equipment straight on xChange. If you have workflows where local agents or depots send you sort of updates about the number of containers that you have in a specific location, we want to move that process online, automate that process. That's why my colleague David is reaching out to a lot of our existing customers right now, because he's integrating with their depots to get this information automatically from the depots. So the time of consolidating Excel files from numerous local agents and depots into one list that isn't true in the moment that it's finally consolidated should be over rather soon. And we want to have a real-time, fully integrated inventory on xChange. We want to allow you to decide which of those containers you want to push to the leasing marketplace, which ones you want to push to the trading marketplace, which ones you don't want to push anywhere. And we also want you to download that list, to share that list with your partners, for example, your sales stock, right through xChange. So you don't need to create fancy PDFs yourself, but our system does that automatically, and you can post those on LinkedIn, for example. One feature we have currently in beta on the trading marketplace are trading insights. It is our first insights product where we provide market intelligence around container trading. We're working right now on concepts for the leasing application. Here, we want to provide you with more personalized analytics. So how can you utilize your fleet in the most effective way through the leasing application? What are very, very interesting stretches at the moment? Because, for example, there's a lot of demand in the destination and only few containers in the pickup location. So high value stretches for container suppliers, and of course the opposite for container users. We want to enable you to share your bookings with xChange, and xChange can then with machine learning help you to decide from where to where you might be able to acquire containers and move containers effectively to save cost and have a fast move. And then of course we're going to provide pricing data, average pricing data, show you how for example pickup charges developed over time in certain locations. I know this is probably of interest for some of you, as these prices exploded in the previous months quite a bit. This one I'm really, really excited about. It's going to be a dedicated product that you can visit, that you can buy, but we're also going to integrate some of the metrics, some of the analytics throughout the leasing journey. So when you search, when you're starting a transaction, so that you actually can get a little bit help making good decisions based on real data. Moreover, we're working on a container flow model where we are going to predict based on historical container movements, global container movements, where containers are going to be moved throughout throughout upcoming weeks, which should also help you to make strategic decisions on when are you going to move containers out of a location. Are you maybe going to keep containers in a specific location because you can already anticipate that the demand will increase in that location. So very exciting stuff. My colleague Malte is working on this topic at the moment as our data scientist. And it's really interesting to see how this progresses from day to day. And I'm looking forward to show you something more concrete, maybe early next year. And then a big thing, everyone who was in Jacob's presentation, Get Rich Trading Containers, I believe was the title, probably has heard it, but we are working on integrating and connecting the leasing and the trading application more deeply. We see more and more customers who do something that we internally call buy, repo, sell transactions. So they buy containers on the trading marketplace, they reposition containers into locations where they can achieve a higher selling price, and then they sell the containers there. And we want to enable our customers to do that more seamlessly within the application. Today it's rather hard to keep track on which container have I bought and then offered where on the leasing marketplace, something where we want to improve the experience and improve the connection of those two applications to enable you guys to just essentially make the best possible decisions in order to earn as much money as possible with leasing and buying and selling containers, which is combination that is set for success essentially. And then we're going to launch next year a bigger revamp of our finance product. The first version has enabled us to really change the way that payments are being handled in the industry, and we now want to take that to the next level. We want to craft a real digital banking experience. The wallet is going to be real time. It's not going to take that half hour, 1 hour until you see a charge appear in your wallet. It's going to be in real time. In the moment that a container is picked up, you have the pickup charges in your account or withdrawn from your account. That's really exciting. We're going to allow you to export statements. We're going to allow you to export data about specific transactions or containers. And we're going to allow you to withdraw money right from the wallet or charge up your wallet right online to remove essentially any sort of manual workflows around that. And then finally, we're going to change the overall architecture of the application. And we started many years back as a pure leasing application, and we turned that leasing application into a container operations product. Essentially, we added a trading application, which is now sort of all there on xChange, and where we've taken the time to restructure essentially how we want to present our applications. That should make the user experience much easier. We're going to provide you with one central personalized dashboard that shows you metrics about how much money you earn, how well your containers are utilized, give you an overview over your last month in numbers, as you see here on the top right. And what's most interesting is we're going to dump the old news feed. We're going to build a new one that's really, really personalized based on your requirements, based on your sales offers, based on your demands. We're going to present you with suitable partners, both from leasing, from trading, and we're going to add content from our blog, so sort of market insights to that as well, to give you that one central dashboard that you can draw to when you want to check what's going on in the market. And I'm almost right on time. That was my really brief update on what you can expect from xChange and what you can expect from the leasing application throughout the next year. I can assure you that the team is working really hard to make this all happen, and I think we're on a really, really good path to further change this industry, to further automate processes in this industry and to further bring transparency to all these logistical processes that we are all dealing with on a daily basis, making it easier for all of us to collaborate. And yeah, it's a really exciting task that we have, and I'm excited to have you guys all on board, and maybe some of you might join us soon. Yeah, that's it from my brief product update and what you can expect next year. I'm looking forward to receive any sort of questions from you via email, via LinkedIn message. I'm more than happy to jump on calls in case you have ideas about anything that I spoke about. All these things are concepts at the moment, and we're finalizing those concepts. So we're also eager to get sort of feedback, thoughts, and ideas from customers and potential customers, of course. All right, cool. That's it. I don't see any questions, so I assume there are no questions at the moment. And with that, I would end this call. I appreciate that you were here, that you hopefully found interesting what I had to tell you, and that you hopefully found the things that we're working on reasonable and helpful for your future operations. And for the rest of the day, enjoy the short break now and the sessions later. And to Dean, thank you for organizing this. It's been so far a wonderful event, at least what I've seen. And it's always good to bring together people. Have a wonderful day, everyone.